kids! Today in Bible videos, we're gonna learn about the story of King Ahab, Jezebel, and Naboth's vineyard. Are you ready to learn more about them? Let's get started. The Bible says that King Ahab, urged on by Jezebel his wife, behaved in the most wicked way by worshipping idols. Close to King Ahab's palace was a vineyard that belonged to Naboth and his family. Ahab saw the vineyard and said to Naboth, "Let me have your vineyard to use for a vegetable garden, and in exchange I will give you a better vineyard or pay you whatever it is worth." But Naboth refused to part with the land as it had belonged to his family for generations. So Ahab went home sad and angry because Naboth had refused to give him what he wanted. So he lay on his bed very sad and refused to eat. His wife Jezebel saw him and came near him and asked, "Why are you so sad and dull? Why don't you eat?" And King Ahab explained how Naboth had refused to part with his vineyard. Hearing that, Jezebel replied, saying, "Is this how you act as king over Israel? Get up and eat. Cheer up. I'll get you the vineyard of Naboth." So Jezebel wrote letters in the king's name and placed his seal on them and sent them to the elders and nobles who lived in Naboth's city. In those letters she wrote, saying, "Proclaim a day of fasting and give Naboth a prominent seat among the people, and put 2 scoundrels opposite to him to bring charges that he has cursed both God and the king. Then take him out and stone him to death." So the elders and nobles proclaimed a fast and seated Naboth in a prominent place. And 2 scoundrels sat opposite to him and made false accusations that Naboth had cursed both God and the king. So Naboth was taken out of the city and stoned to death. As soon as Jezebel heard that Naboth was dead, she went to Ahab and said, "Go and take over the vineyard of Naboth, for he is no longer alive." So King Ahab went to Naboth's vineyard and took possession of it. But God was not going to let Ahab get away with his evil deed. So he told Elijah the prophet to go to Naboth's vineyard with a message for the king. When King Ahab saw Elijah, he said, "So you have found me, my enemy?" And Elijah asked the king, saying, "Have you not murdered a man and seized his property? Because you did it, in the place where dog licked up Naboth's blood, dogs will lick up your blood. And God is going to bring a big disaster on you and wipe out your descendants." Elijah announced that Ahab would be killed, his royal line obliterated, and Jezebel would be eaten by dogs. When Ahab heard these words, he tore his clothes and put on a sackcloth and fasted. He lay in sackcloth and went around meekly. God saw everything, and he told the prophet Elijah, saying, "Have you noticed how Ahab has humbled himself before me? As he has humbled himself, I will not bring this disaster in his day, but I will bring it on his family in the days of his son." And 3 years later, Ahab was killed in a battle. His son Isaiah inherited the throne but died in an accident and was succeeded by his brother Jehoram. Jehoram was shot with an arrow by Jehu, who was the commander of his army, who ordered his body to be dumped on the land belonging to Naboth. Jezebel was thrown from a window to her death by her own servants. Her body was eaten by dogs as Elijah had foretold. The end. And I hope you had fun learning the story of King Ahab, Jezebel, and Naboth's vineyard. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Bible videos. Bye.